the other day I had this random comment pop up on one of my YouTube videos. I think it was it like a thrash metal? Was it thrash metal video? I don't know. Somebody I've never seen before, must be a new subscriber, commented and said, "Hey, where are the death metal collection updates? That's why I subbed to your channel." That's all it said. That comment has now been deleted. They must have went back and changed their mind. I don't know. But I saw you. I saw you, and I hear you, and I figured, okay, fine. I'll record a goddamn death metal collection update today. So hey guys, it is Melanie back with Melanie Loves Death Metal. I got several records in this week, and I picked 4 out of the stack that I would wanted to talk about today. The other stack is back there that you can see. I can never do the right hand. There we go. I'm so bad at this. So I listen to them and then I talk about them. I rarely ever just show it up there and say I haven't listened to this yet. I try to listen to everything that I get in the mail before I either show it on my Instagram or talk about it, whatever else, and before I file it away onto my shelf. That's kind of like my process. So I got 4 records in. I figured I'll get one out of the way in the very beginning, the one that seems to be the hot and bothered one, as I like to call. A lot of people get a little bit steamy whenever they talk about this band or whenever it comes up, which is ironic considering their name. And yes, that is the new Frozen Soul Glacial Domination. I got this in. I bought it through Miami Metal Merchant, which is the first time I've ever placed an order through them. They always have amazing stuff, and I admittedly just don't want to pay for Century Media pricing anymore. Their shipping is ridiculous. The prices of their records and their CDs are stupid. And so I generally just go around them and try to get them through distros, local shops, Amazon, etc. Well, Miami Metal Merchant had a record in stock, and I purchased this, I think like the day that this, I don't know, the week that this album was supposed to be coming out. I can't remember. And I got it super fast because, I'm in Florida, so it shipped super fast. And it was a color variant that ended up being cheaper than the black variant. Explain that to me. Again, Century Media prices are just weird. And I was just looking for just plain black because I didn't want to spend like $40 on the record. But anyway, I got this in. It's the second full-length album from the band out of Texas. People tend to really get hot and bothered, which is funny considering they're Frozen Soul. Whenever this comes up, especially on the social media space, they tend to really either completely shit on this band or they just are absolutely obsessed with the band. I would say I'm pretty much not obsessed with the band. I think the band is fantastic. I love this band. I love their first album that they put out. Was it Encased in Ice or was that the demo? I can't remember what it was called. I don't feel like going and pulling it off the shelf. I should have pulled it off the shelf. I don't feel like it. And I've just grown to really, really love this band. It's a group of great people. They put on a great show, and I was super pumped about this album. I had it in some promo folder for a long time before I realized I had it, and I finally got around to listening to it, and I'm going to save my thoughts on the music and stuff like that because I am going to do a full review on this, so heads up, spoiler alert, that is going to be coming soon. But there is this nice, like, the camera's not going to catch it, but this is, maybe there's like a shiny, yeah, there we go. The logo is like a shiny embossing on the jacket. Love the album artwork. I forgot who did the album artwork. I should have known this. I should have looked into it. James Buscema, I can't say your last name. I'm so bad with English, even though it's my first language, and reading. So yeah, I really like the album. I will say that. There's some things about it that I'm not a huge fan of, and other things that I absolutely love about it. But if you're not familiar, there's a lot of features on this album, which I was surprised about. Matt Heafy is also a co-producer on this, who is from Trivium. No, it doesn't sound like Trivium, so don't take that and say, oh my god, it's a Trivium album. It's not. He's also featured on 2 songs on here for his guitar work. He does not sing. John Gallagher from Dying Fetus is also on here. And there's somebody else, and I can't remember, and I'm totally blanking right now, and it doesn't say on the back of the jacket. I think it's like some synthwave person who I'm not familiar with that music, because obviously I don't listen to that music. But yeah, it's got a lot of good stuff. So I've got the white and black splatter, which is the variant that I liked the most in terms of the color variants. However, I would have been happy with just black, but for whatever reason, just plain black would have been more than getting this one. So that makes sense. Um, but yeah, I've been listening to it a ton since it came out. The hype sticker could be a little bit better. Not too sure who writes the hype stickers at Central Media, but it's pretty fucking stupid. Glacial Domination, Frozen Souls, Cold School, Death Metal Ice Age has arrived. Cold School. I see what you did there. Very punny. Um, but yeah, so I got this. So the consensus around this band about, for a lot of people, especially like within my circle of friends and social media circle, is either some people say that they're completely boring and overhyped and they hate that it's just a bolt thrower worship band, or other people really enjoy the fact that they sound like bolt thrower and they like that this newer style of death metal is like coming back to life and stuff like that. I'm very much on the pole of, I don't care that they sound like bolt thrower. um, and I love Bolt Thrower, and if I get more albums that sound more like Bolt Thrower because they're not making any more albums, I'm fine with it. That's pretty much my general consensus. Nowadays, with new death metal bands, there's going to be influences across all those old school bands. That's just what you're going to get until people start to like carve their path of their own sound. And people start mimicking that. So I think, that eventually that'll happen. But we're very much in that style right now where people are trying to mimic their influences of what they grew up with and what they love in terms of the old school bands. It happens in every genre, not just death metal. But yeah. Anyway, so I got that in stock. I got it in my collection. One downfall of this vinyl pressing is there is a locked groove. It doesn't happen very often on vinyl pressings, especially from Century Media. I've never had any issues with Century Media records. I cleaned it, I did the brush and all that stuff, and it's still a locked groove. It's in the second song on side A. Whatever. I just get up and move the needle, tiny, like a split, and it goes back to normal. The rest of the album plays fine. That happens from time to time. Sometimes it's just a little bit of like a microfiber dust something. Clean off and it's fine. Sometimes it's maybe to your needle. It's none of those things. I did all those things to make sure. Unfortunately, that happens sometimes. It's very rare nowadays. But that's my pressing. I'm not gonna like go and buy another vinyl pressing or anything like that. If anything, I'll probably just pick up the CD when I see it. So that way I don't have to deal with that. But for now, whatever. It is what it is. I'm not pissed about it. I would be more pissed. I was more pissed about my Harvest Floor and Nessie pressing from Cannibal Decapitation, or Cannibal Decapitation Harvest Floor from Nessie that I got last year, because those are really expensive records. They're like $50, $55, $60 a piece depending on where you get them from, plus shipping. And it had a locked groove for like 2 songs, and it was really like 1 song on side A and 1 song on side B, and I cleaned it and everything, and that was really frustrating about that. But then they reissued Harvest Floor. Metal Blade did like an actual just regular reissue, so then I just bought that, and I got rid of my Nessie pressing. I gave it to somebody like, here, it has a locked groove, but have fun with that. So yeah, anyway, I just got off on a tangent about locked grooves. So okay, my next vinyl is going to be one that has gone on a very long journey. This was actually shipped to me 3 weeks ago, and I just got it yesterday. The post office took it on a journey of the whole entire East Coast. I'm not too sure why. I pretty much was just under the consensus of that this is lost. I'm probably never going to get it, and I'll end up having to rebuy it. And then it showed up, and I was surprised. I don't know why. For whatever reason, whenever I order something from 20 Bucks Bin, it sometimes takes weeks and weeks to get to me. Whatever that like division of the post office or whatever, that the like sorting centers that it goes through, for whatever reason, it just takes forever to get to me. So anyway, I'm talking about the new Lunar Chamber. What was this called again? Shambolic Vibrations? Shambolic? Words are hard. Progressive death metal band, their first ever EP. This is an EP. And yeah, if this wasn't an EP, this probably might throw down as my favorite release of the year. I mean, it already is one of my favorite releases of the year, considering it's an EP. Progressive death metal is just really scratches the itch for me. I love all the variances that it has on here. There's the doomy elements, there's the shreddy elements, there's the ambience, there's all of these things, and then there's that incredibly long build-up song at the end. So there's only 6 songs on this album, right? 3, 4, 5, sorry. 5, 6, yeah. I can't count. And the last song is like 12 minutes long. The others are like 6 minutes, and then there's like a couple of ambient tracks. The first one is like only like a minute long. Anyway, I was going to do this review for Heavy Metallurgy. People were hyping this up like crazy, which is very warranted because it's a phenomenal record. And I told myself no. Same thing with Ascended Dead, because I had already reviewed 2 $20 spin records for that channel. I did Void Ceremony and Ulthar, which I don't regret those at all. $20 spin has just been killing it this year with the releases. Once again, they're having a massive year with their releases and almost everything that they're putting out. I absolutely love. Torture Rack is coming. That is the next release that I'm super excited about. They released some demos and EPs several years ago. Some of the first stuff that I ever showed off on this channel was Torture Rack from Headsplit Records. Their tapes that they press. My God. If you don't listen to Torture Rack, just stop this video right now and go Google them on YouTube or whatever you need to do and listen to that music, and then go to $20 Spin's Bandcamp and listen to the songs they've already put out. I'm super pumped for that. Like, I am very pumped for that release. Like, I cannot wait. Next month, cannot wait. I'm so excited. So anyway, so this 3-piece was like anonymous. They have these weird, goofy stage names. I don't remember what they're called. Did they even say them on here? Yeah. Aether Lotus, The Creaking of the Old Woods, Time Worm Nexus. Oh wait, no, those are songs. Duh. I'm done. Oh, no, that's their names. Time Worm Nexus. Anyway, they got some really goofy stage names. I immediately don't know the song names clearly. And they kind of were like this like anonymous like band, and nobody knew or where they were trying to be, whatever. But it just turns out they're members of Tomarum, I can never say that name, which was another fantastic release that came out on Transcending Obscurity Records last year. So that makes sense, because that's an amazing record with amazing musicians, and then they just have come and they've made this other amazing album. Love the album artwork. I just love everything about this record. $20 Spin did the like glossy matte style. You can't really see it on the camera. On the back does that too. And then of course it's a color variant, which this one reminds me of the Tomb Mold. Actually, it looks exactly like my Tomb Mold pressing, but I don't know, this was like the B1 variant, I think. But yeah, this is really good. One of my favorite releases to come out this year. Again, I'm a sucker for the progressive death metal. I love prog metal. I love prog rock, all those things. So this was really very much scratch the itch. And their hype stickers are very straightforward. The debut EP from Lunar Chamber, 29 minutes of mind-altering death metal and enriched crystalline atmosphere. There you go. That's spot on. Very good. So yeah, check this out if you haven't. It's so good. Again, I might just do another video on my channel and be like, hey, here are my actual like real in-depth plots on it. But yeah, listen to this. I think you'll really enjoy it, especially if you're really into the progressive death metal realm. Okay, so now I've got some, this one's a hole filler. I didn't have it in my collection on vinyl, and I've been trying to finish this collection. And the other one is just a stupid purchase that I did. So anyway, there's this website called Blast Beat Vinyl. It's legit if you've seen them. They have a ton of awesome stuff on their site. Great pricing. And I finally pulled the trigger and ordered from them. This was kind of like a test run to see how things went. And they have a bunch of Nessie vinyl that are only like $40, which I just told you previously, Nessie can be very stupid expensive. People sell them for stupid prices, and I don't have this particular album in my collection. I do have it on CD, but I don't have it on vinyl, and so I figured, you know what, I'll pull the trigger, and I got it. So that is Cannibal Corpse, The Wretched Spawn. What is this, like their ninth album? I can't remember. I admittedly am not like yeah, their ninth album. I was right. Um, so yeah, Nessie repressed a bunch of the Corpse Grinder and um, I think the first three of the Chris Barnes records several times last year, and I never was able to get any of them at the time because of money and funding and just because the shit's expensive. But Blast Beat has almost all of them in stock for the most part, and so this was the one I needed. Um, it's got the OBI strip right there, and if you're not familiar with Nessie, it's Northeastern Steel or whatever Industries. They're out of China. So it's the Asian reissue. They're not bootlegs. This is officially licensed through Metal Blade Records. They sound great. They look great. I've never had any issues with them except for that one Harvest Floor record that I just talked about. But I do have several of their variants. I've got a couple Blood Incantations. I've got Cow Decapitation. I've got I don't remember the other ones. So now I grabbed this one. So they're known for like their matte finishes and like the texturized jackets. And then they also provide you with these insane matte posters. Like this thing is massive. So it's got the uncensored album artwork and then the censored album artwork. See, I can't even fit it on the other side. And again, they're textured and matte, really, really nice quality, very thick, which makes the vinyl heavy in shipping. Can I fold it? Can I fold it? There we go. So they're known for those things. I think that was it. Nope, there's the inner sheet too. And then the matte inner sheet of the lyrics, the band. And then they're also known for their splatters. I think they do, is this the one that has the glow in the dark? They've been doing like glow in the dark jackets and shit like that too. I don't know if, I can't remember if Cannibal Corpse was one of the ones that they like did that on. But they're also known for their color variants. I didn't pick this color variant, it just was in stock, but I really like it. It looks phenomenal. And so yeah, I got this in stock. It's got the old school Metal Blade axe, which I love that logo. It sounds great. This doesn't have a locked rube. It's phenomenal. So yeah, this was a whole filler for the collection. Now, in terms of how I feel about this album, is it one of my favorites? It's, you know, it's up there. I probably listen to this one every once in a while. I mean, there's so many Cannibal Corpse records to choose from. But we'll get to that another day. I'll do a whole entire Cannibal Corpse collection collection video, talk about my favorite albums, maybe even rank them. So yeah, that's coming. I'm waiting on two more. Two more I did a trade with. One I did a trade with. I traded off a couple originals, and then not originals, a couple of ones I already had in my collection for these because I bought more than one variant. And then I am looking for Torture. Torture is the one that I don't have, that I've been hunting for months for. Torture, ironically, is one of my favorite records that Corpse Grinder has put out for Cannibal Corpse. In the Cannibal Corpse era, and it's incredibly hard to find. There's not a whole lot of copies out on Discogs, and the ones that are there are in the hundreds of dollars, or they're a picture disc for like $60, which I'm not gonna purchase at all. So if anybody has a Torture record that you want to sell for a decent price, I don't care if it's black or colored or whatever. I think there's only been one color variant pressed on that anyway, but hoping Metal Blade reissues that. But that's the one that I'm missing from my collection, so my collection will not be complete until I get that. So got that, and then the final record to show off for this video today, 20 minutes, all right, I thought I was going to be a little bit longer, this was just pretty much a stupid buy. I wanted to have another variant in my collection. I didn't get the Nessie version of this. Did they press on this? I don't remember. But this company is going out of business, and it was $20 on Discogs. Somebody was selling it off, so I figured, you know what? I'm gonna grab it, and I'll have another copy because this is one of my favorite records, and that is, yeah, no explanation needed. So this is the Gimme Vinyl, Gimme Radio exclusive, Gimme Metal Radio, whatever they were called. They are going out of business, and they had this vinyl Metal Club. It was like 35 bucks a month, and you got an exclusive record, and it came with like a pin, and it was a different record every month. So this was February, I think, and it was this special blue with this green blob in the middle, which I don't know. Can you guys, is the camera picking that up? It's hard to tell. Um, yeah, my dog likes it. Uh, and so yeah, somebody must have gotten a, I don't know if they like got copies of these or if they were selling them. I don't know what, but I saw it. It was 25 bucks on Discogs plus shipping, so it ended up being like 35 bucks because of shipping and tax. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna snag it. I can't not have another copy of this. My other copy is the double LP with the silk screen on the second, whatever that version is, and I try not to spend it too much because it's worth a lot of money and all those things, and I don't want to ruin the record from playing it from so much, and I'm just blabbing now. But anyway, I wanted another copy of this just to have as like my playing copy. I am that collector when it comes to certain albums, not everything, only certain albums. Gatefold, and then the back. So it sounds good. I listened to it when I got it a couple of days ago. No issues there. My only complaint is, and I should have pulled it off the shelf, I have the Necrot, I can't remember which album it was, their second album that they did. And the jacket was so much nicer. It had like all the texturization, all this awesome stuff similar to the Nessa pressings. Very high quality. This is just very cheap feeling. So yeah, I don't know what that was about. That might have been a money constraint, I don't know. But anyway, that's my only complaint about the pressing. Otherwise, it sounds fine. Amazing record. One of my favorite cattle records. One of my favorite metal records to begin with. And seeing them live has just opened up the I'm going to binge Cattle Decapitation and search for variants that I want. They did reissue this on that Trash Explosion variant, which, oh my god, that is like a grail. If somebody wants to sell me that for less than $100, that'd be great, which is never going to happen. But yeah, I'm blabbing. So that's all that I have today, you guys. There's your death metal collection update to whoever that was that commented, complained that I hadn't posted one in a while, which is not true. I did a couple like a week or two ago. But more to come. More records to show off, more things, music to talk about. Reviews are coming in Heavy Metallurgy. We will share that when it comes up, but go check out the other reviews. Rick just did one. Simon just did one. Ben did the new Immortal. Did Ben do the new Immortal? I can't remember. My mind is just, I'm old, guys. I'm getting old. My mind is just shot. But yeah, and I released the 3K subscriber giveaway, YouTube subscriber giveaway video today, so check that out. Go enter. And that's all I have. I will see you guys in the next one.